entrepreneur is not easy. Whether it's not just the business, it's also about managing your families and your finances. How do you all handle this pressure?
You want us to be honest, ma'am?
Yeah, of course. See, you're like showing the path to everybody else around you out here.
So, ma'am, truth be told, there's a question on the forum as well, whether we are bootstrapped or we have investors. We are still bootstrapped. So, I mean, we've been running this out of our own pockets for 2 years, not been drawing salaries. We've been biting away at our savings. Yeah, as we said, we don't come from traditionally rich backgrounds. Whatever we have is something that we've earned over the couple of decades of a career. So whenever there is a dejection, so to say, an entrepreneur always ends up questioning the ethos. It happens. It happens more. It happened less when we were a year old. It happens more when we are a couple of years old, because, I mean, the runway is getting shorter. But then what also happens is that because we've been doing it over a couple of years, the conviction is more. So it becomes easier to balance the grievance around, well, yeah, a couple of decades, should be having had a good lifestyle, should be having the same lifestyle, don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, with the energy, so to say, which the conviction has brought us here, say that, hey, I think there's something good going here. It's just,
sorry, continue.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, is what we convince ourselves with.
So do you all have your other halves, better halves, supporting you all while you all are going through this journey? See, one of the reasons I'm asking this is we have a group out here who's here to listen to you. And we need to accept certain facts when we are here and we want to be an entrepreneur. Let's be prepared to what it is going to take to be an entrepreneur and to mitigate the issues. So I was just asking, do you have better halves who support you all while you all are on this journey?
So your turn.
Sure. So I think, you're
not talking just for yourself. You're talking about most entrepreneurs.
Sure. So if I just extrapolate the question, so I think there are two types, right? The young geeky who's going to make a dive before family is built. Okay. Best time to be an entrepreneur, provided you have your eggs covered in terms of where you want to go, right? Now, for the persona of Sai and Ritesh who are on this call, I think it's a question of how much corpus you have, and you will have a safety net overall, right? So safety net, like you said, ma'am, is perhaps the spouse doing work. That is one. Safety net is also what you have as a corpus that you have built up over a period of time, allowing for children's education and other stuff. You know how much you have approximately to play with. So financial planning, I think that's primarily very, very key pillar before you can make the decision to take the plunge, right? It's very easy to say in your midlife with a family and kids, go pursue your dream, right? But I think you're spot on by asking this question. I think be very, very connected. Okay, reality will strike you first month when the paycheck doesn't come, right? Then there will be people around you who will be asking, did you make the right decision? You were headed for this trajectory. Now you seem to be going this way. Are you okay? Even your neighbor will ask you those kinds of questions, right? These are realities of life here in our part of the world. But the key is this, right? One is the corpus that you build. Second thing you have to ask yourself is, are you going directionally in the right sense, right? So if you should be going in this direction, but the pace is slower, you're still okay, right? So which is where we are as wowTalkies. So Ritesh and I, every time we assess this at a fundamental level, are we moving this needle sufficiently enough at a pace, right? If that is not moving, then the whole business idea, the business concept, your time, everything is not worth it, right? So two parts to the question, man. I think essentially one is financial planning for somebody doing this midlife. How you do it, how you structure that. There is no walking away from the fact that there is going to be expenses you need to take care of during that period of time. Second is, having invested the time and energy, can you unemotionally, not be emotionally attached to the idea, but take a passionate call based on how things have gone? Is your pipeline moving? Are you getting enough traction with investors? Are people liking your app? Stuff like that. You look at that. If these two things are sorted, I think just double down, hunker down, plow along.
you.